it work? I tried before a second ago and it wasn't, and here we are. Hello, beautiful soul. This is going to be a super and beyond special life for you. If you desire to attract, manifest, magnetize your specific person before the end of this year. Before the end of this year. You don't have to wait another decade. You don't have to go to another 55,000 uncomfortable, cringy, or awkward dates. You don't have to go into any dating apps. All you've got to do is to actually allow yourself to go into the core of your energy right now when you're listening to this message, and allow yourself to absorb this information with your heart, because your body and your energy Victoria, hello, your body and your energy will know exactly what I'm talking about. I am right now in the steps of having the doors open for the one, which is a 3-week hybrid master experience for going through a life transformation to create, manifest, and build the best relationships of your life, in your business, in your private life, including that specific person, including your soul love. And I have been sharing recently, quite out loud, my own journey, about being single for 8 years of my life, which means that majority of my 30s I have spent single, struggling a lot throughout the way, but it took me only few months of doing what I'm going to share with you here to actually have my soul love show up for me without dating apps, without doing things that they were not in alignment with who I am, with my soul mission. I'm a Scorpio. I'm everything or nothing. I'm not gonna go and dip the toes in the water to check if it is cold and run away. I'm not gonna put on fake face and go on a date and show up only my best assets. It's not for me, and you don't have to also do anything that it's not in alignment with you, but you definitely need to be going through few ego deaths if you desire to create, attract, and manifest your best relationships. And in this video, we will be talking specifically about attracting, manifesting the one relationship of your life, the one with your specific person, the one with your soul love, the one that it sets your whole soul on fire, the one when you know, oh my goodness, this is them. OMG, I can feel them in my field. I can feel them. They are somewhere on the planet Earth at this time. I can feel that I'm meant to experience this phenomenal relationship. So this is where I was over 3 years ago. I could feel that soul is somewhere there, but simultaneously I was like, okay, I'm done with doing the ill, unhealthy and wounded way of doing that, which is searching. Where is it? Where is it? Where is the one? I want to meet my the one. Let me go on this dating app. Let me go on that date. And I did that a little bit here and there. I went on a few dates. Oh my goodness, no, thank you. And I've decided I'm gonna do this in an entirely different way. I have decided to become the magnetic frequency of my future. So when I'm meeting that specific person, so when I am this specific frequency, we just vibe on the same energy, and pink, here we are, face to face, heart to heart, soul to soul, body to body. And that's exactly what it happened for me. So I'm gonna share with you the 5 steps you need to do. And these are the things I will go in depth inside of the one program. So there is a difference between the value and the depth that I am sharing here for free on this platform, for free in this masterclass. And there is also in-depth super value in a paid container. So I want you to notice and feel the difference. You can use both. You can use one or another, and you will still get phenomenal results. But I want to be very clear with you about the difference. I'm not gatekeeping anything, but I'm not going to be sitting here for 17 hours explaining to you something that I will do inside of the one, which we're starting on the next week, next Saturday. I'm beyond excited, and we are having the first members coming in. I'm going to be sending them the email before end of Sunday. So the first step that you need to actually acknowledge from the depth of you when you desire to attract your soul love is what kind of frequency is that relationship. Because if this relationship is something you desire from the depth of your soul, so it is higher and better than the relationships or you being on your own and the frequency of it that you have experienced so far, you need to also recognize the frequency and the level you are at right now. Doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. Doesn't mean you are missing something huge and big, or you are closed and you have to get rid of it, so much shame and unworthiness. It could be here and there, but it doesn't have to be this huge, big, giant thing. If you have been creating this new reality for yourself, but it doesn't happen yet, there are things to look in deeper. Perhaps you have phenomenal, amazing, awesome relationships in your life, but perhaps that specific person relationship is not on your horizon for a while, and you have been open and it is not happening. If that's the case, I'm going to encourage you to allow yourself go from a humble energy into looking within. Step number one, looking within, what is the frequency of that relationship. Now you need to look into also frequency-wise, energy-wise, how much you are placing that relationship on a pedestal, okay? Because that's a huge one. Because if you're placing this relationship on a pedestal and you yourself, the frequency internally, if I would put you under a hypnosis, that would mean that you see yourself less than. Then it's always going to be that gap between you and it. And that has to be gone. And usually that stuff is subconscious. Usually that stuff is subconscious. I want it so much, and it's not happening. It's all about the gap, and it's all about reducing that gap. It's all about taking that relationship off the pedestal. And we're doing that inside of the one by having you fall in love madly and deeply with yourself and who you are, exactly the way you are, before that person walks into your life, before that person is on the horizon, before you are taking any steps towards searching for them or being open for them, or even having your, let's say, eyes and ears open or scanning for it in your environment. We definitely don't want that. This is what I did for a very long time, and in my specific case I did it from a wounded frequency. In your case, you might not be doing that from wounded frequency, but you might, right? So this is for you to go much in depth and look into it. What is the frequency of that relationship? What is the frequency of your core energy? Now, the core energy and its frequency, it's something that majority of people is not aware of. You could be very well aware of, or you could be thinking, you know, right? And I'm not here to make you doubt in yourself. I'm here to show you that there is a depth of this work, and it doesn't have to take you months or years to go it. It literally can happen in one session. I have people coming to me, and within minutes, we are finding out their core energy. They describe themselves as super happy, phenomenal people. Their pictures on Facebook, every single picture is a sad face, sad expression, but they believe that they're super happy, then seeing all amazing people who are phenomenal and amazing, but their core energy is not the joy and happiness that they think that they are at. Their core energy, I'm talking about specific, just few examples, which was me also in the past. The core energy was sadness, unprocessed sadness trapped in the body. The core energy was fear. What they will think of me. I don't know what's gonna happen. What if I will say something wrong? Oh, I love this person. I'm having session with them in 2 weeks, and all 2 weeks thinking, I wonder if they will cancel. I wonder if they will reject me. If this is what you are experiencing in any shape and form, there is just some stuck energy of fear within your body, which could be very easily released. It could take a week, could take a month, but it could also take an hour. I've experienced that myself, with myself, and with my one-on-one clients, and with the clients in a group environment when we were going into in-depth nervous system regulation. So number one step is becoming crystal clear. What is the core energy you're operating from? How do you relate to you, and how you are placing that relationship, that dream, passionate, loving, lasting, fun, adventurous relationship in context with yourself and who you are being right now, and the energy frequency you are operating from. So majority of people is not aware that they are operating from a full-on fear and trying to prove themselves and please most of the time their parents. Larissa, Daniela, I'm gonna wave at you. Hello, hello, hello. Oh my God, how awesome is to have you all here, guys. It's so beautiful. So majority of people is not aware that they're operating from a fear frequency, from a lack frequency. Why they are not aware? Let's say they're having an amazing success in their business. That doesn't mean that they're not scared and terrified of fully being in a intimate, loving, and most amazing relationship of their life. Okay, so the outer reality is often a mirror to, it's always a mirror to what's within us and the core energy we operate from. And I always show the core energy in my belly between first and second center, because that's where it's stored. That's where the old energy is also trapped, and that's where it moves the energy up to the third energy center, which is which energy we are acting from and operating from. And then the heart could be entirely closed. It could be closed for the love. It could be not trusting. It could be scared. It could be just burned out after past relationships. And that leads me to step two. Step two is actually knowing what is the energy within your body about your past relationships. Now, why in your body, not in mind? Because your subconscious mind is trapped in your body. So if you have experienced a heartbreak, let's say it was when you were 14, 13, 15, the stuff you maybe not even remember, but you have a memory, oh, this specific type, I had that embedded in my body. This specific type that everyone is like, oh, this way, that's when I get the most burned. And then when I started doing my internal relating and relation inventory, which is something we will go in depth into inside of the one, this is when I realized, oh my God, this is the type that was crazy about me, but because of this and that experience and because of me seeing myself as less than others, I was right away rejecting myself. So that person is not rejecting me first. And I did that over and over again unconsciously. Why? Because it was simply my own, like a high intelligence nervous system way of protecting myself from being burned, from being heartbroken, from being pushed away, from not knowing how to deal with these energies and simply allow them to flow through my body. But yet, because when we don't know how to deal with that, we attach the meaning to it. Not only that, we make an identity. I, myself, make an unworthy and less than someone I like identity. And that's what I did. Why? Because I didn't know any better. I was not shown how to process my emotions. I was not taught how to regulate my nervous system, how to use the breath to discharge what was accumulated. I was not shown how to breathe consciously. I was not shown how to love myself for who I am and how I am. And if I was shown by my dad or my mom or my aunties or my grandparents, it didn't stack. The survival mode took over. The social anxiety crept in. Depression, deeply depressed emotions, unprocessed emotion was a big part of my journey. And I was super amazing in some relationships, but then those other relationships, they were different. For example, and I'm sharing that with you so you can take a journal and take that into your life and look at, okay, how is that looks like in my life? Because my outside world is a reflection of my inner world. The question is, do you know how to read it? Do you know how to do it without shaming, blaming yourself or others, without condemning or judging, but to use it as a wisdom? And this is a step 2. Knowing how you relate to you and to others based on your past and your present, okay? Which will tell you what to not take and what to take, what are your strong, amazing qualities, and what are those other ones, and which ones to operate from, and which ones also are needed and necessary for step 3, which is knowing what exactly creates and builds and manifests that future dream, romantico, best relationship of your life. So let me recap before I will get off the track. Let me know, guys, how is that landing? Let me know how is that landing for you. Step number 1 is knowing actually what is your core frequency, core energy you operate from. Is it fear? Is it unworthiness? Is it actually an energy of some trapped emotion and experience that some reason you labeled as you? You are not your old experiences, okay? Number 2 is actually okay, let me know, guys, in the comments how is that landing. And if you're watching this on repeat, let me know in the comments. I cannot wait to read them, come back to you, and welcome you into this space. So the number 1 is the core frequency. Which is the core frequency you operate from, and what is the frequency of that relationship? What is the gap here that we are working with to entirely just reduce that gap to an absolute 0, even to the point that we are slightly one tiny little point above that relationship. So you are phenomenal and amazing on your own and in a relationship, and if the relationship comes and goes, you're good. It doesn't take anything away, it doesn't smashes you. Number 2 is going a little bit deeper into the frequency you are operating from and looking at the past energy still trapped in your body from your past and turning that into your wisdom, turning that into your power, turning that into the filter through which you are looking forth from an empowered position. Ooh, this is the type that I would used to, let's say, be a weak for, and in the same time I feel like they're better than me or something like that. Maybe unapproachable or maybe emotionally unavailable, and in some way I'm chasing this feeling rejected in some way, shape and form, and this is what I'll be going deeper into in the one we will be looking also into unconscious addictions, to refeeding that rejection, to refeeding the old story trapped in the body. The number 3 is becoming perfectly clear about what that future, your dream relationship with your specific person looks like. What are the elements and components of that relationship? Most importantly, what do you truly desire? What is your soul calling you to express? So the moment you know what that relationship is, right? I wanted my relationship to be frisky. I didn't want it to be myself in a, let me show you, an office 9 to 5 look, and that person the same, and then we come back into a city apartment and we shut the windows down because they are sirens. No. For me, that dream look was freedom lifestyle in nature. I'm at it right now, surrounded by mountains, in the middle of the desert. I was born on the other side of the world, in communism times, and I was never made to believe that I can create and experience anything I want and desire. And here I am, living the life beyond my wildest dreams, with my soul love, doing her soul mission, passionate business inside of our home on wheels. Like, guys, like, pinch me. This is my life of my dreams and more. We have toughery babies. They are adorable, phenomenal. The way Ali looks at me is just like she's in love to the core. And I love them to the core. And he's surrounded with amazing people. We're meeting phenomenal community. And I connect with them without having the social anxiety of my past as my identity right now in my relationships. And that didn't happen because I did work on myself. That happens when I do my inner work from a place of love, not shame because I'm not good enough or something is missing, from a place of love, while actively I am around people. Okay, so the number 4, it is becoming crystal clear. What is the frequency of that relationship? Because I wanted my relationship to be super intimate. I can talk about the times when I was drinking at 5 a.m. uncontrollably on a Tuesday morning, crashing in my own personal rock bottom, and not feel judged or condemned or looked at less than by my beloved, who didn't experience that and has no idea what is that like. But she has her experiences. I desired and crave a relationship in which I can be free and I can do silly faces and I can be as goofy as I want to, and also the relationship in which I can go all into my soul mission business. I created a relationship in which for over a year my number 1 focus being puppy mama to our puppies, because that is my motherhood experience in this life. And no one can tell me otherwise. The question is, what do you desire? What do you desire? What is your heart whispers to you that it would be nice, awesome, and I would love this? Andrea, on some level, or entirely at the surface, Andrea's desire was to eat a dinner with me and hold my hand. That was not my desire, but I was not close to it. So we created our desire, dream reflection of each other. And you know what I was journaling? I'm gonna share this little amazing secret, super powerful tool. I was journaling he/she, which expresses Andrea's core energy absolutely perfectly, because Andrea's main energy is masculine, and there is a piece of feminine. For me is opposite, a little bit of masculine, which is quite strong, and then a huge chunk of feminine. So I would journal, he/she is everything I ever wanted, needed, and desired. I am for them everything they ever wanted, needed, and desired. And I would go into journaling about how that looks like. So if you have a crystal clear vision, mostly felt sensation, what's that like, what that looks like, and implement massive opening towards it, okay? So if you are living in a tiny village, and absolutely love, by the way, it's my future dream, middle of nowhere, tiny village or next to a village. It's just something written in the stars for me. If you're living, but let me just show to you how people do that. People do that, they would write, for example, they live in a tiny village, that they want someone who is super awake, spiritually awake like them, perhaps also successful, and this, they require all of it, but their clothes, that it has to be this specific time, this specific height, this specific hair color, this specific radius, right? I manifested Andrea over Atlantic. If I would be focused that that person has to be in Scotland, maybe I would still be single, okay? And I was single for 8 years, so I was like, okay, where am I blocking myself? Where am I in my own way? If I am creator of my own reality, hello, I'm the only one who can block anything amazing that I desire from coming, right? So it was taking a full-on ownership of where am I having the walls? Where am I having some silly walls that they have to be over 6 feet high and they have to only like brown leather belts or whatever? There's nothing wrong with it, guys. You have your specifics. Don't settle for less. I'm not here to never ever settle for less. Never ever settle for less. But be very lovingly, deeply honest with yourself where you are. Perhaps put up some walls, and there is no need for them. I was in Scotland, Andrea was in Florida. We were in a long distance relationship, which was never something I was like, yeah, I want to do it. Yeah, this is my desire. But also I was never like, no, that cannot be a part of my journey. And it was tough AF, guys. It was tough AF. The more we were falling deeply in love, the more we were at the end of the call nearly crying seriously together, because we cannot touch each other yet. And that was for over 4 months. And it is so worth it. It made the depth of our connection and appreciation on a whole another level. So this is the stuff I will be going in depth in the one. But here for you in step number 4 is to know what is the frequency, what are the characteristics, what do you stand for from the highest frequency, not from the lowest frequency. And also the number 5 step, which is the most important, the most important, all of them together, but the 5th one is the one that nearly everyone is missing out. Okay, ready? Nearly everyone is gonna miss out on this point. They are frequency within you of your past that has to be actively released, and your future person has to be discharged of what you already expect of them. Okay, so I didn't realize that until maybe 3 or 4 months, just few months before meeting Andrea. And by the way, I didn't went on any dating apps. I didn't went on any datings in the last 2 or 3, over 3.5 years. Didn't went for any dates at all. In those 8 years of me being single, for the first year I was going for a few dates, and then I got so much shame and guilt built up in my body. I was simply going down on my own journey. Then I reached my own rock bottom, and then I started healing. And then in those 6.5 years of me healing, because I met Andrea when I was about six years in my journey, I went only for 2 days, 2 dates. Two of them fail, massive fail. Like, I was thinking, what the heck? But they only showed me where I was missing integrity with myself, where I was missing trusting my own intuition, where I was not going in, but going outside with the analytical mind and conditioned old way of thinking. So those 2 dates that I went into, they only got me deeper and further into becoming the one who magnetized my own energy and created this phenomenal life, soul mission business, family unit that I dreamed of my whole life. Not only that, in last year I experienced profound family relationships, in-depth healing with mother wound, father wound, and a sister wound and a brother wound. I was blown away through nervous system regulation, how deep that healing went and how unexpectedly just happened, because I was open and taking actions every day, all in. So the step number 5 is to go and see how you are right now charging that person with responsibilities that are actually yours. And this is for me for a higher level of leading yourself. If you know how to, and you already are taking bold, unapologetic responsibility for your actions and no actions, for your great relationship and your not so good relationships, for the results you see and no results you desire, and you don't see them in your life, then you are fully and entirely capable to dive into that step right now. So few months before I met Andrea, I realized, oh my God, I already expect them to take the rubbish out. I already want them to hug me when I am sad and I am in emotional disbalance on my moon cycle, and on and on and on. And then something happened. I believe I had a deep meditation, and I asked higher power, show me what I'm missing, show me what I'm not seeing, show me where am I off track with this. because I feel the soul in my field, but they are not in my life yet. Show me what is missing. And right away I was shown. Right away the just download just came. And I learned, oh my God, I'm the only person who can make me truly happy. It is not my partner's job to make me happy and tiptoe around my wounds, especially on a moon cycle. It is my job to go all in and heal those wounds and take care of them and love myself as I am, exactly the way I am, while simultaneously I am up-leveling like a badass, like a queen. I want to feel phenomenal in my future. So why would I approach my morning meditation and going and hiring a healer or a coach from a place of something is wrong with me? No, empowered. This is what I'm stepping into. I have great relationships. I have a great relationship with my boss. I have great relationships with my management in my workplace. I have amazing friendships, phenomenal friendships, and I desire more. And I desire deeper connections. And I desire to share my successes, my love, and everything that comes with life with that special person. And that's where I went all in depth into leveling up emotionally, gaining much higher level of emotional intelligence. So I take care of me emotionally also, and don't expect that person, before I even meet them, to tiptoe around more emotional outbursts. So this is the stuff that it's all about loving honesty with yourself. If you desire more an in-depth relationship, you've got to connect with yourself on a whole another level. And by the way, doing that, relating, how you relate to you and others, and relationships inventory every single day or once a week doesn't have to include feeling guilt and shame in enormous amounts. It doesn't have to include you feeling bad about you. Once you're gaining emotional intelligence, you're like, oops, I did an oopsie again. Okay, how can I take full responsibility for that? How can I take care of me like a queen, independently if someone else is in my life or not? And also, the part of, let's say, 5.A would be step looking into your energy field. I will go on that in depth in the one, into seeing, do you actually, when you are taking full responsibility for yourself, but do you actually create an opening in your frequency, in your energy, and in your life for that person to step in and stay? That doesn't mean a hole that person needs to fill. That's opposite from it. It means you are whole. You are in your wholeness, and you are opening, and you lovingly create a space for that person without losing yourself, without codependent traits from past relationships, which we all have, to go into your future one. Okay, so this is the part where you look into yourself and in depth on another level, and that's what creates the most magnetic and phenomenal energy field within you and around you. Guess what happens after that? Everyone wants a piece of you, especially those that you desire to have in your field. It's not just, oh, the people that I want to be around are drawn to me. That happens for a split of a second. Right after that, the only people you resonate with and attract into your field are of a like frequency. And this is life-changing. The moment I started doing that stuff and falling in love deeply with myself, independently if there was someone in my life or not, more and more friendships, more and more in-depth relationships, spiritual community. In work, everyone wanted a piece of me. I was connecting people and groups all over the world from that workplace that I was in, my last 9 to 5 that I was involved in, big pharma place. And I had people from India, I had people from Singapore, I had people from California calling me, messaging me, emailing me, Eliza, can I have your time? Can I have your advice? People from downstairs, from other departments were coming, opening up about their own stuff, wanting to to have to feel that peace and unconditional love. I was not agreeing with them being in victimhood. I was not telling them it's, poor you or this is unfair. I was just being the acceptance and love, because I learned how to do that with myself first. My loves, this training is so deep, profound, and potent that I'm gonna definitely suggest for you to go through it over and over again, because it is a lot. It is a lot over here. Write this all down and allow yourself to fully process that and digest it. Digest it fully and entirely before going into another piece of content. And if you feel like, you know what, Eliza, no, I prefer to be led by it, then come and join the one. That's where I will walk you through, step by step, process by process, anchoring practice by anchoring practice, releasing practice by releasing practice, through all of those steps, so you can create the most phenomenal and magnificent relationships of your whole life from now on going forward, by becoming the one who is first in love with yourself. This is absolutely ideal if you already have some relationships in your life and you desire more. You desire deeper. You desire more intimacy. You desire more laughter, more connection, more passionate relationships. You desire more adventure. You desire more peace. This is an absolutely ideal 3-week experience for you. We have at the moment doors open with pre-sale, which is an absolute no-brainer that it doesn't make sense, and it is $111. That pre-sale ends today. I believe it's 6 or 8 p.m. this time, or EST time, 8 p.m. EST time, so 6 p.m. my time. And you can hop in and you will receive the welcome email with all of the schedule on Sunday. After tonight, the price goes up to $222, and in few days after that, the price will go up to $333. So allow yourself to hop in with a no-brainer if that feels in alignment with you, especially if you are feeling like, you know what, I need a healing from those past relationships before I can enter anything new. If this is how you feel, this is for you. This oh my goodness, this program is definitely not for a person who believes that the only way for them to be happy is when other person is marrying them and asking them to marry them. Okay, that's not program for you. That's going to be for someone else to deal with, not for me, not in this container. This program would also not be a good fit for you if you are not taking radical responsibility for how you think, how you feel, and your life and the results and no results. And this also is a no fit for someone who is unable to go into a learning mode. So this program requires you to become this, okay, I am a student right now and I'm going to learn as much as I can with open heart, open mind, open camera, and I will just allow myself to have a whole new experience independently how much you have learned about the subject so far. This is also an amazing, a phenomenal fit for someone who is successful in your business and you desire to deepen your private connections and also heal some family relations and how you relate to other people. Again, that doesn't include you right away going to dates, calling your family if you didn't spoke to them for years, or right away jumping on a dating apps. We're doing an inner frequency shift, and then we are diving all into the embodiment and anchoring of that frequency in your body. And from that energy, we're taking actions that are in alignment with your soul calling, not my soul calling, your soul calling. So I will guide you, I will support you, and I will lead you to that process of shift and change. We're going to meet 6 times on Zoom. You will have lifetime access to all of the recordings. We are starting not this Saturday, but the next Saturday, and I'm just so excited. Thank you for being here. Go into the stories to join and book your spot. I cannot wait to welcome you inside of the container so we can all dive in and you can create, manifest, and build the most phenomenal relationships of your life.